How long will the wicked suffer in the fire? And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give to every man according as his work shall be. Now, if everybody burns in hell forever and ever, everybody gets the same penalty. Isn't that right? That doesn't make any sense. And he shall reward every man according to his works. Matthew 16, verse 27. The servant who knew his Lord's will and did not do according to his will be beaten with many stripes. He who did not commit things worthy of stripes will be beaten with few stripes. You know what the Lord's telling us here is there are varying degrees of punishment. Now, according to some of my friends out there in other denominations, they believe as soon as a person dies, you go right to hell if you're lost. Suppose that's true. Cain killed his brother. Let's assume he's lost. Killed one person. He died, he's in hell, he's burning. 6,000 years ago that started. He's been burning 6,000 years now. Then Adolf Hitler, assuming he's lost, I don't want to judge the man, but he's gone to hell when he died, and he's responsible directly for millions of deaths. Cain's burned 6 million years longer than him. Then you got some poor drunk who just drank himself to death and walked in front of a car. He's going to burn just like Adolf Hitler. Everybody burns forever according to that theology, but Jesus is very clear there are varying rewards for varying sins. Some will suffer a short time and they're gone. Some will burn longer. The devil will burn the longest. The Bible says day and night forever and ever. And that phrase forever and ever comes from the Greek word eon. It means until it's gone. Eon is an unspecified, vague, ambiguous term. It's like tall. It's very relative, or long. You have to use it by comparison. You realize not every time in the Bible it says forever, does it mean forever the way we think of it? You've got to read the context. You read Jonah chapter 2. Jonah, praying from the belly of the whale, says, the earth with her bars was about me forever. Well, how long was he there? 3 days and 3 nights. You think it seemed like forever? Yeah, you know, it occurred to me one time if he managed to survive getting et, depending on what else that fish had been dining upon, there could have been other things squirming around in there with him. Huh! 3 days and 3 nights in the darkness with slippery, crawly, slimy things shocking you and nibbling on you. That must have been torture. I'm sure it seemed like forever, but how long was it? 3 days and 3 nights. Well, it probably seemed like day and night forever and ever, especially when you have no watch that is illuminated to know how long it is, right? You know, the Bible tells us that if a Hebrew servant loved his master, he was supposed to go through a little ritual where he would commit to serve his master forever. Well, that was until he died, right? You remember where Hannah, in the book of 1 Samuel, she brought Samuel to the temple, where he would serve before the Lord forever in the temple. Well, what did forever mean? Till he died. I preached this morning in this congregation about Naaman the leper. I stopped a little soon when it talks about Gehazi, the servant of Naaman, who became greedy, and he wanted to get some of, the servant of Elisha, rather. He wanted to get some of Naaman's money, and he managed to swindle some money from Naaman, and Elisha said, the leprosy of Naaman will cleave unto you forever. What did that mean? Till he died, right? So if you misunderstand one word there in Revelation, don't build a doctrine, get the whole picture in the Bible. The word forever sometimes meant until you're gone. It's a Greek word eon. You ever heard someone say, well, I haven't seen them in eons? Well, does that mean I've never seen them? Forever? Or does it mean it's been a long time? That's the way the word is used. It's an unfortunate translation that it leaves people with the idea that there's going to be a torture chamber outside of the New Jerusalem where we're going to watch the wicked writhe and scream and shriek forever and ever. They get that from the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. And the rich man and Lazarus, Luke chapter 16, is a parable. Obviously it's a parable. What does it mean when it says we're going to Abraham's bosom? How many here are looking forward to being in the bosom of Abraham? Well, I mean, you know, that's a symbol for something. Do we all agree? Well, as soon as you say, well, that's a symbol, that means other things in the parable might be symbols too. In the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, you got folks in heaven and hell talking to each other. You think that's going to happen in the kingdom? Is God going to erase all natural emotion from our hearts where we're going to look off and talk, well, how's it going, honey? You bothering you down there, getting hot? See our loved ones off in the lake of fire and talk to them? Bible says in the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, he's saying, send Lazarus with a drop of water from my tongue because I'm tormented in this flame. Will a drop of water cool a person's tongue in hell? I mean, the whole thing is full of symbols. And people push aside all the symbols and try and build a doctrine that you die, go right to heaven or hell, and the people in heaven and hell can see each other. Very unfortunate. Someone write down, well, Doug, what does that mean? And I'll try and answer that tomorrow.